Hi guys, this is Dawn with Furtastic Friends, and today we're starting a new craft project. And I'm going to show you what you need. You need a bunch of the towering block game pieces, and you'll need some type of wood glue and some wood or bamboo skewers. The first thing you are going to want to do is take 4 of your tumbling tower blocks and glue them. First, glue an L, or actually you can glue a bunch of L's, and then take 2 L's like that, and then glue the L's together to make a tiny little square frame like this. And make a bunch of them. And I let mine dry overnight just to make sure that they were completely dried and adhered. Then I sanded all of the joints all the way around to make sure that everything is smooth. You can do this sitting in front of the TV watching your favorite program or movie, doing it little bit by little bit, and you'll come up eventually having a bunch of these little squares. Okay, so once you have a bunch of squares, we'll move on to the next step. Okay guys, I've gotten all of my squares done and they're dried. Now I personally go back in with a little sandpaper and I sand all these little joints, and that's only because sometimes there's a little bit of excess wood glue, and I personally just like to take the extra step and just smooth all that out. So all my squares are done. The next step will be to create some bases. And this is basically just three of these blocks glued side by side. And all you do is just glue one at a time and use your L square here, and it will keep them aligned, and that way they'll end up straight and level. And then once these were dry, I sanded these as well. Okay, but make 2 of these. Now we're going to glue our squares together, and we're going to make a design. Take your first square and place it solidly against your L square here, flat against it. The next one, you're going to turn on the point and place that on top and center it. And then once you have it centered, we're going to put a drop of glue where it touches the bottom square. So you're going to take that back off, put a touch of glue where it touches the bottom square, and then put it back down. Then you're going to take the next square and we're going to turn this around, and then we're going to put that one in the same position as the bottom square and line that up. And then wherever it's touching the previous square, put you a drop of wood glue and put it back. And then just keep repeating that process, and then turn the next one on the points, find where it touches, pick it back up, put the glue down, put it back down, and put the glue on the spots. Okay, hopefully I demonstrated that correctly. I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing. Once I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm gonna have 8 of them stacked up. I'll come back and show you. Okay guys, I'm done stacking my 8 squares, and this is what you should have. Now, I'm probably going to put one of those heavy candles on top, just to put a little weight on top to make sure that everything stays in place. And I'm going to let this dry overnight. Then, I'm going to come back and I'm going to glue my little 3-piece section right there on top. And I'm going to let that dry as well, because that is going to be our base. And then I'm going to glue those together and make a set. And I already have another base right there. Okay, so when they're dry, I'll come back and show you what they look like. Okay guys, I'm back and it's the next day, and my cute little stands are dry and done. Aren't they adorable? See, there's the little stand, the little 3 pieces that I put on the bottom. Now, at this point, you could leave them just like this, just natural, and maybe even just give them a quick spray with a clear coat. Or you could stain them with your favorite stain. Or you could spray paint them your favorite color. You could spray paint them white, or maybe a really chic matte black, or you could even spray paint them silver or gold. Whatever color you would like to have them, you know, match your decor. But what I'm going to show you next is how to use them. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways that you can style these for your home decor. And I'm going to show you that here next. So stay tuned for what I'm going to show you next on how to use these. Okay guys, now the first thing you can use these for is just basically what they are is little stands, and you could place candle holders on top. Now in this one I filled it up with little rocks from the Dollar Tree. These are also candle holders from the Dollar Tree. And then I put in just little succulents. And I did the same thing with this one. Now, you don't even have to do it that way. You could turn it over and put the succulent that way, or put your candle that way. So you could put it on either end. It doesn't matter. So you could put a candle, like a candle holder like this, or one of those flameless candles on top. And you could put the base on top or you could put the base on the bottom. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that's number 1. Now, let me show you option number 2. Okay, and option number 2 would be to put it on its base, because the base is what keeps the bottom enclosed. And then just take some stones. Now I have these pretty little pebbles that I got from the Dollar Tree, or you could use the white ones. Fill up the middle. And put your succulent in that way. Aren't those adorable? And then, like I said, the base part here, you can leave it natural, you could stain it, or you could paint it. And I would recommend spray painting it, but only because there's so many nooks and crannies. And if you decide to stain it, I would use a brush so that you can make sure that you get all the nooks and crannies with your stain. But that is my craft project for today, using the Tumbling Tower blocks from the Dollar Tree. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll subscribe and hit that bell, and that way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And as always, love, hugs, and kitty kisses. See you next time.